Hillary is uniquely qualified to seize the opportunities and reduce the risk we faced. And she is still the best darn change maker I have ever known.
Memories of last summer, right? Former President Bill Clinton campaigned hard for his wife in 2016, but what a difference a year makes. At an event at the George W. Bush Library in Texas last night, the 42nd president seemed to take a bit of a shot at why campaigns like hers fail. Watch this.
Yeah, you got to win the election, but why in the heck are you running? That's the other thing I noticed about him. When he ran for governor against Ann Richards, he didn't say Ann Richards is a klutz. He said, I want to be governor because I want to do 1, 2, 3 things. A couple of them I didn't agree with, but he had an agenda.
Joining me now, Howard Kurtz, Fox News media analyst and host of MediaBuzz. So how's this going to go over at home for Bill Clinton, Howie?
Well, what Bill Clinton said was probably vague enough that he doesn't have to sleep on the couch tonight, or he's got to do one of these. I didn't mean you, sweetheart.
We'll see how that works.
But it's obvious to the rest of us what he's talking about. And look, I mean, Hillary Clinton had a campaign where she had a whole laundry list of liberal positions, but no theme, no emotional connection to voters, and not much more beyond Donald Trump is awful, and that's what the former president was artfully saying.
Yeah, he makes a parallel talking about the Ann Richards campaign that George W. Bush conducted, and saying you did a good job because you didn't just pick on her, you actually had an agenda. But, you know, you have to wonder for Bill Clinton if he's still stinging a little bit from people not listening to him, because apparently he really wanted her to campaign in places that she didn't go.
Yeah, and to campaign with certain kinds of voters where she didn't go as well, Martha. So Clinton, the former president, that is, you know, argued internally during the 2016 campaign his wife needed to do more of that. He did some of it himself. He went to places like Lansing, Michigan, the final week of the campaign, talked about road rage among struggling families. But the reason this matters, the reason we're talking about it is that Hillary Clinton blamed her loss on just about everybody else. It was Jim Comey, it was the Russians, it was the media. And Democrats are still today trying to form some kind of message beyond Trump is a train wreck after losing all 4 of those special elections.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point, because Bill Clinton is an excellent politician, as everyone knows. And he's sending a bit of a warning signal out to his own party, which is very much sort of myopically focused on these 1 or 2 issues that you mentioned. And really maybe needs to focus on the things that he's talking about if they want to turn things around. So I want to show you something else, something completely different. This is from President Donald Trump's visit to France. And here's the moment when he met with the French First Lady. It's getting quite a bit of attention on the internet and elsewhere. Watch. Well, that was a little bit awkward. So Vogue put out this story about it. It says, greeting Brigitte Macron. Trump shows once again that he doesn't know how to behave around women, they say. But, you know, on the same page, when you pull this up, you get this from Vogue. Brigitte Macron's jaw-dropping legs prove that in France, age is just a number. So, you know, they go on to sort of objectify her, some would say, Vogue magazine does, by saying things like, oh, she wore this Louis Vuitton skirt that inched up to reveal her head-turning limbs that would soon become her signature. So apparently they can say these things about her, but President Trump can't. What do you think, Howie?
Some would say. I would say. I mean, look, as soon as I saw that moment, I knew this story would have legs. And I hadn't seen this. Sorry. I hadn't seen that Vogue piece, but, you know, what an egregious double standard. So Vogue can, you know, just drool over the legs of the First Lady of France. I think ooh la la would be the French term. And then turn around and say, oh, Donald Trump, by telling her she's in good shape, what an awful bit of behavior. And, of course, this fuels the media narrative based on Donald Trump's history that, you know, he's inappropriate around women. So every time he says something or has a long handshake, they can jump on it and say, look, he's not behaving well. But for the media to talk about women's looks, well, apparently that's okay because it sells magazines.
Yeah, indeed. Interesting. Howard, thank you very much. Good to see you tonight.